Hey everybody, today is Friday, April 12th, 2024. I'm Gene, and welcome to Hanging with Uncle. Zane is not with us this evening. Yeah, he's attending a family gathering, and wish him well, and I know he'll be with us next week, so hang in there, brother. We're all with you. Um, Before we get started, please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and hit that like button. It helps, let the rest of the world know that we exist out there. And if you like our content, hit that notification bell on the right there, and you'll be notified whenever we go live or put new content out. So having said that, let's get into it. And because Zane is not with us today, I don't foresee a very long show this evening. But I just kind of want to start with the issue of healthcare because, again, we have elections coming up, and I always hear candidates and politicians touting health insurance as the be all end all, as the key to everyone having, health, viable health, access to quality health care. Well, there's a couple of things wrong with that. Number one, you do the work yourself, but over hundreds of thousands of Americans file bankruptcy every year over medical bills, even though they have that health insurance card. Because, again, I've given this example before. If you have a major procedure and have $100,000 in medical bills and you have insurance, and normally, it's 80-20, insurance pays 80%, you pay 20. The insurance company will pick up that $80,000, and how many of you have 20 grand, for the rest of it? Even if you try and make payments to pay it off, what if you have another medical issue and something comes up, and you get saddled with it? So having health insurance is not the answer. But I want to kind of just share a story about what happened to me. Okay, so I've been trying to get my blood pressure medicine filled, and it's been an ordeal. So I called last week while I still had some pills and said, hey, I need my prescription refilled. And I get a notice from my pharmacy saying they no longer will refill that prescription, that they have to contact my doctor's office or coordinate something on, maybe selecting a different drug, for my blood pressure. So this is, long story short, I'll speed it up. This has been going on for 2 weeks. Today is Friday. And I started Monday of last week calling. Come to find out, the insurance company will no longer pay for me to go to the pharmacy to get my prescription. They're forcing me to start getting my prescriptions via the mail, and didn't bother telling me. So I had no clue until I talked to the pharmacy, because now normally when you have a prescription you get refilled, you say contact the doctor's office, not the pharmacy. And the doctor's office, like I said, fill the prescription, send it to the pharmacy sends it to me, we can't fill it. So after having talked to the pharmacy and then contacting my insurance to find out, oh yeah, this is why, blah, 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 I finally got my meds today, but I went a whole week without having them, and my blood pressure was through the roof today. I mean, I didn't have any headaches or feel bad or no symptoms like that, but, just knowing that you don't have your medicine, and thank God I have a blood pressure, cuff here at the house so I can monitor it. But, that's kind of scary. Your health insurance provider should be more forthcoming about, what's going on with your health care, what your you know, updates are, that kind of stuff. So I feel kind of in my insurance company, my health insurance company is where the breakdown in this situation was because, um, yeah, it should not have gone on like this. And, thank God, like I said, I still feel fine. And at least now I have my meds. So I just want to know what your guys' thoughts are if you have anything like that. And again, share these stories with your elected officials and let them know this is why we need universal health care. All right. So now I kind of want to move on to Cadet Bonespurs and his, you know, troubles that he's going to be having next week because his criminal trial in the state of New York begins Monday. And that process will begin with jury selection. And I know we've all watched the news and heard, oh, this is, what jury selection is. And Vordaer asked the jurors, a little bit about their personal history without going into how are you registered and who did you vote for and who do you plan on voting for. Um, this is going to be very interesting because remember, you're entitled to a jury of your peers, not your followers. So, uh, with all the emergency motions that Cadet Bonespurs has filed this week, panicking, trying to get out of accountability and having his trial started, um, that was one of the arguments that he couldn't get a fair trial in New York, in Manhattan, where he committed these fraudulent crimes that he's going to be going to jail for if he's convicted. But just from my experience, because again, being in law enforcement, I have sat through jury selection before with the prosecutor, and I can tell you that every prosecutor is different in what they're looking for in a jury. But the number one thing to remember is it also depends upon what the case is that the prosecutor is trying. So, for example, in this particular case that we're looking at with, what's been called the hush money case, but it's way more than that. It's not about hush money. It's about uh, accountability and transparency to the American people. Are their candidates frauds and are they violating campaign finance laws to try and stay out of trouble? So for example, paying off Stephanie Clifford's, aka Stormy Daniels, or Karen McDougal, is not so much a hush money case. It's to keep the American people from finding out because he's trying to run for an election. So, there's the crime right there. All right. Violated campaign finance laws. You cannot spend more than X amount of money on certain things. And all that will come out in trial and the jury will hear it. But what the prosecutor will be looking for, in my opinion, in this case beginning Monday, they're going to want educated people, people that understand basic norms and concepts of right and wrong, and having done business, say you're a homeowner. And when you buy a home, you have to have that home appraised. And that home has to be inspected. And there's all kinds of legalities that have to be gone through for this. So you're going to want like-minded people that have been in the same situation, that understand that you can't lie and try and get away with it when the normal person would not. Again, the rules have to apply to everybody. It's not for me but not for thee. And those are the kinds of jurors that I believe the prosecutor will be looking for. someone that can relate, someone that will understand that nobody is above the law. We don't have two classes of citizens, one set of rules for the rich, one set of rules for the poor. It doesn't work like that. And those are the kinds of people in the mindset that I feel that the prosecutor will be looking for come jury selection starting Monday. Now, you get a certain number of preemptory challenges, which means that for no reason at all, you can just say dismiss this person, this person, this person. But after a while, the judge will take notice if there's a pattern, like, are you eliminating all black men, all women, all people that look like they have immigrated recently into this country or something, right? You cannot show bias. And that's where the defense is going to have a hard time, because they're going to try and get rid of everybody. So it's going to be interesting. I personally think jury selection will take about a week. And then we will get started with, opening arguments and all that the following week. So that's just my opinion. Would love to know what your thoughts are. And having said that, now I'm just going to jump into my dumbass of the week. So my dumbass is to the Arizona State Legislature, the State House and State Senate. We talked Wednesday about, the Howell Act in 1864 and how our Supreme Court here in Arizona has brought back a law that was in place before, number one, Arizona was a state, number two, before women had the right to vote, where men decided everything, and that's the law that they've decided to bring back. Having looked at all of our special elections with women's reproductive freedoms on the ballot, especially in red states like Kansas, Kentucky, and Ohio, these guys just don't get it. And when the blue wave overrides you and sweeps you away and removes the MAGA filth from our state house, and Democrats control and will support our personal freedoms instead of trying to take them away, then maybe you'll get it in November after you realize you don't own us and you can't own us. So anyway, that's my dumbass of the week. You guys, hope you have a wonderful weekend. Remember, always be kind to one another. Treat each other the way you want to be treated. And I'll see you on Monday.